Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here with Gents. Hope that you guys are doing really well. Let's talk about compliments. But before we talk about compliments, let's talk about compliments. I say this pretty much every time, but sometimes it just goes right over people's heads. They pretend like I didn't say it, it doesn't exist or something. Compliments are most often received from people you know. Talking about significant others, family members, friends, coworkers, acquaintances. It's rare, very rare, to have somebody come up that you don't know at all, unsolicited, and just be like, what are you wearing? It's good. That's not very common. That doesn't happen a lot. Does it happen sometimes? Yeah. Does it happen a lot? No. Now, I have had people tell me in the past, wait, I get unsolicited compliments all the time. Maybe because of the type of job they have, like a bartender, for example, and that makes sense. But if you're somebody that's not constantly in contact with the public, then you're probably not going to have all that many unsolicited compliments. So that's my PSA, throwing it out there for the 55th time, just so you know. Good. We're on the same page. Good. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into this, guys. I've got 10 different designer fragrances. These are centered around summer, obviously, and these ones are just absolutely great for pulling positive attention. So let's check these out. Let's kick it off with the cheapie, a fragrance that you can pick up for very low prices, assuming that you're shopping at discounters. It is from Perry Ellis, and the fragrance is America. This one is a little bit similar to Creed's Aventus. So if you've smelled that fragrance before, or you're aware of that fragrance, which I'm assuming you probably are, then you have at least an idea of how America is going to come across. It's got this very fresh, sweet, juicy pineapple note off the top, much more on the fruity side of things as compared to Mont Blanc Explorer, which is another very well-known fragrance that's Aventus-ish. And overall, this one is a bit of a slept-on fragrance. Even within the fragrance community, not many people are buying or wearing Perry Ellis's America, and even less people in general are. So it's one of those fragrances that, yes, even though it's a bit similar to something else out there, something very popular out there, it still itself is not being worn all that much. But people do love that one. Very nice compliment puller. From there, let's talk about an Yves Saint Laurent fragrance, Why Live. Now, also, Why Eau de Parfum is a big time compliment beast, and I do think that you can wear Why Eau de Parfum whenever you want. Some people will say, no, Why Eau de Parfum is too sweet, too cloying for summertime. And I think if you're spraying it on really heavily, yeah, it's maybe a little bit too much, but that's why you would just adjust your sprays down a little bit, you know. But Why Live is a bit fresher than Why Eau de Parfum, and so this one a little bit easier to pull off in summertime than the Eau de Parfum, you could say. Now, Why Live does have a bit of an Invictus tinge to it, an Invictus edge, which I'm not always the biggest fan of, but here I think it actually works really well. Why Live has a good amount of sweetness, like you would expect with it being a Why fragrance with an Invictus tinge, but it works really well during the summertime. And that one is a surprisingly, maybe it shouldn't be a surprise, but surprisingly huge compliment puller. And that is a fragrance that I've gotten unsolicited compliments from people that I don't know at all. Like I said, it doesn't happen often, but it does happen sometimes. And that one seems better for me for some reason than a lot of other ones that are really heavy hitters. Now, next up is a fragrance that I myself don't even really like. Yeah, I don't like it a whole lot at all. But your average person does. Ladies, guys, pretty much everybody. Dogs, cats, birds, raccoons. It's Dolce & Gabbana's K Eau de Toilette. Look at that wonderful presentation. Very stately, elegant, grown up, sophisticated, or just kind of tacky, actually. Good amount of juniper in this fragrance, gives it kind of an aromatic feel around the edges. There's a little bit of fuzziness to it, but it has that blue fragrance versatility, mass appeal. As I said, I'm not a huge fan of K Eau de Toilette, but I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't tell you that when I have worn this fragrance, people have really seemed to gravitate toward it. Next up, let's just get this out of the way. Acqua di Gio Profundo. I know, I'm an Acqua di Gio fanboy. Whatever, Acqua di Gio Profundo, I love it. I've talked about it a lot. But fact of the matter is, you're talking about a summertime fragrance line, and the only thing you care about is compliments. one of the Acqua di Gios probably is going to be one of the best fragrances to get that done for you. My fragrance of choice, of course, is Profundo. It's my favorite right now in the Acqua di Gio line. A lot of you out there love Profumo. That would work as well. Profundo Lights would work. The Eau de Parfum would work. The Original would work. Absolute would work. All of those fragrances will get compliments and positive attention. They've got great versatility. Some of those fragrances are going to work better for younger guys. Some will work better for older guys, but you can really kind of just take your choice, whichever one works for you. For me, it's Profundo. Modernized Acqua di Gio DNA, aquatic, sweet, fresh, green edge. Love it. Let's go with the cheap one again. Coach for Men, the original Coach for Men. Big time compliment puller. Now, as far as your best bang for your buck, you know, the most compliments per dollar spent, you're probably going to be best off with Coach. Maybe America and one other one we're going to talk about, but this one is probably going to be your best bang for your buck. A lot of these other ones, even at discounters, aren't super cheap. You know, K, Y Live, Acqua di Gio Profundo, they're not going to be fragrances that you can get for $30 or something. But this is great sweetness in here. Got a fruity mix off the top with, I believe, kumquat and pear along with citrus. A little bit aromatic, slight shower gel feel to it, but massively appealing. Very versatile stuff. You could also go with Coach Platinum, but I think in terms of summertime, probably rather go with this one, Coach Platinum. A little more oomph to it, potentially a little bit more cloying. So Coach for Men, really nice pickup for the price. Really, really good. Let's just get that other one that's kind of affordable out of the way. It's Missoni Wave. Missoni Wave been catching a lot of attention here lately for good reason. Presentation looks great. Love the gradient on the bottle. Magnetic cap. Good performance as well. It's got that aquatic sweetness that so many people are drawn to, that so many people love. Bit similar to Versace Pour Homme and Chanel Allure Homme Sport, but cheaper than those. The original Missoni Parfum Pour Homme, that one's also pretty good. That's similar to Bleu de Chanel. So if you're interested in an alternative to Bleu de Chanel, you can check that one out. But as far as summertime goes, I think Missoni Wave is the best choice. Okay, how about another fragrance that maybe is not 100% to my liking? You know, I'm not in love with it, but a lot of you out there do really like it, and a lot of people love this scent and scent profile. It's Invictus Aqua. So yeah, I've talked about it a bunch of times. Invictus, not my favorite thing on earth. I do respect it, you know, for how many people love it, for how well it works for what it's intended to do. Just not something I myself like to wear. Invictus Aqua, though, I would choose to wear over the original Invictus and some of the other flankers as well. The freshness in here, pretty well done. It helps balance out that bubblegummy sweetness a little bit. Of course, with this being named Invictus Aqua, it's got that marine feeling to it, a bit of a sea salty vibe. And especially for younger guys out there up through probably middle age, Invictus Aqua works really well during the summertime and those high heat months. That sweetness that it has helps get people's attention, and as long as you don't go crazy heavy, it's not overly cloying. Now, a fragrance that a lot of you guys are gonna say, nah man, that's not a summertime scent. It's not. But I would say this one for me is pretty much year round. Don't go as heavy in the summer as during fall or winter time, and it's a big attention grabber, way more than you might expect. It is Eros Flame. So I would take Eros Flame in the summer over any of the other Eroses, the Eau de Toilette, the Eau de Parfum, the Parfum. I think this is the best choice. I especially like what they've done in the opening here. I think that it's not as heavy, not as cloyingly sweet, not as much of that big time mint that you get along with apple and vanilla and ambroxan and the other Eros fragrances. You don't really get that here. Instead, you get the orange, you get the Kinoto, and it helps ever so slightly freshen the fragrance up a little bit, which makes it a better choice for warmer weather. Now, again, I'm not gonna go crazy heavy with it. It's a fragrance that'll go a long way in high heat situations without going too crazy on the trigger. And it's one, like I said, that people just absolutely love. It's one of those fragrances that's almost, I mean, as much as a Versace Eros flanker can be, almost kind of like a hidden weapon kind of scent, because it works way better, way better than I first thought when I got this in. I wasn't in love with it, frankly, when I first got it, first tried it, thought it was okay. Gave it more wearing, came back around to it, and really started to embrace it over time. After that one, let's go with the Prada. Gonna go with Luna Rossa Ocean, the newest Luna Rossa. This is another fragrance, a little bit like Eros Flame, where initially I thought, it's okay. I liked it. I actually liked this more than Eros Flame when I first got it in. But similar to Eros Flame, as I wore it more, it grew on me a lot. That does happen from time to time. Get a fragrance in and maybe you don't like it at all, or maybe you think it's just okay or subpar. And then after you wear it and you wear it out, wear it around and kind of get to smell the opening through to the dry down numerous times, you start to really appreciate it. And that's what happened with this. Luna Rossa Ocean, of course, Prada's blue fragrance at this point. Luna Rossa Carbon also, you could say, is their blue fragrance because that smells like Dior Sauvage. But Luna Rossa Ocean is more Prada doing its own thing. As I've said before, it's kind of like taking bits and pieces of other blue scents out there and giving it a Prada twist, giving it that iris that you expect, that bit of cleanliness in here with a little aromatic flair, bit of sweetness. Luna Rossa Ocean, realistically, you could wear year round, I feel. And it's just as good as Luna Rossa Carbon at pulling positive attention, maybe for me, even better. And last but not least, we have the new Ralph Lauren Polo Blue Parfum. I'm not a huge fan of all the Polo Blue fragrances. Some I like more than others. Some I think are actually pretty good. The original Eau de Toilette, I don't like at all. I think Polo Blue EDT, pretty bad, frankly. I know that's gonna be sacrilegious to some people. They're gonna say, no, Polo Blue EDT is a classic and you're a moron. Well, that's fair enough, but I still think it sucks. And I hate the cucumber in it. It's terrible. Polo Blue Parfum has, slight throwbacks, callbacks to the original and the line, but thankfully not all that much. It's actually closer to some of the Polo Blue flankers that came out well after the original was out. Things like Polo Blue Gold Blend, for example. And it does, to an extent, for the Polo Blue line, what Acqua di Gio Profundo does for that line. Takes the DNA, modernizes it, makes it much easier to wear nowadays, to where it doesn't smell dated at all. Little touch of sweetness in there, additional depth as well. Just makes it smell overall like a higher class, higher quality fragrance. I don't know when it will hit discounters. I don't know how much it's going to be discounted, but if you like blue fragrances that can pull positive attention, pull compliments, that smell just super appealing. Frankly, Polo Blue Parfum smells great in the opening to me. But if you're interested in that type of scent, then I would say when this does hit discounters, if it's available at a discount, I should say, definitely check it out. And if nothing else, if you're in a store, Macy's, a Belk, or whatever you have nearby, and you see that on the counter, give it a spray. All right, guys, that will do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me today. Thanks for your support. And let me know in the comments below some of the fragrances that you go to during the summer. If you're just looking for attention, you just want positive attention, you don't care about anything else, what are you spraying? Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.